What's up, you guys? Before I get to the main portion of the video here, I just want to do a quick modification type stuff or situations that I encountered while installing the taillights here. Again, these are DNA motoring chrome taillights. Again, you'll see that in the next video or so. But this is right now, this picture right here is the stock version of the stock taillight for the F150. You can see here the plug here is facing the correct orientation. This is the right side, right? So it's facing down at an angle. Now, if you go here, this is DNA motoring right side. This is facing the opposite. It's facing upwards at an angle. This is on both sides, top and bottom. So again, this is on the right side. I had issues with fitment because the plug for the top part kept hitting the frame of the truck. So in order to remedy that, what you're gonna have to do is once you tighten the plug, you're gonna have to turn it back just a little bit in order for clearance. I don't know, over time might get loose, might not, who knows, right? So that's what's gonna have to happen. Again, this is me and my taillights and the truck. So every truck might be different. I don't know, but this is my experience as of right now. When it comes to the middle section here, for the backup light, that socket, the plug itself, you're gonna have to put a little bit of muscle into inserting this thing, and it's gonna be a really tight fit. I was not able to manually use my hand to lock it in, and what I ended up doing was using a vice grip, locking that into place, and then be able to turn it just for more leverage. So once I did that, it was super tight. It's not gonna move anywhere. Another thing I encountered was the 3 pegs for alignment. So what I ended up doing was cutting off the, I'm going to show this one here. So the little plastic part for the top, I ended up shaving that down, okay? Shaving that down, you'll see in the video. And then the two metal plugs for the bottom and the front, I left those in there just for assurances that it'll give a lot of support. So not majority of it's all going to be on the screws. Now these screws hold here that holds everything that holds the light into the frame itself. Do not use the stock ones. It's going to crack the housing, FYI. So if you don't want a cracked housing for these support screws here, you're better off finding smaller sizes and then creating your own threads. Mine, it was a little oversized. It cracked the housing, but it's still threaded in. So I don't know how long it's gonna last. As of right now, it's holding, and that's all I really care about. That's about it, guys. So that's all the issues I went into, or experienced at least, other than the hyper flashing, which it's not much of it's not too big deal for me. I mean, it's just flashing a lot faster than I would really like. But other than that, continue on with the show. Well, I bought some taillights for my F150 here. If you guys want to know, it's a 2014 3.5 EcoBoost. Brand is DNA Motoring. I hear a lot of mixed messages or reviews as far as their quality control and whatnot, but I went with the chrome, considering my truck is white. I wanted everything chrome, so I'm waiting on some headlights that should be coming in from DNA as well, or made by DNA. So again, 2 taillights. I'm going to carefully flip this over. They claim to be a plug and play type thing, which is pretty much true. So I'm going to go and flip the other one over as well, just make sure. And again. So everything looks good. I think it's like double-sided tape, 3M tape. I'll have to figure out where to place those. I'm going to give you a closer look here to get it focused with some decent lighting. The seal on these things looks pretty good. I don't know if I don't know if you can see the seals around the that they used for the lens. But I kind of checked it out, and they look pretty good. Here we go. This is the part. It looks like there's a gap here, but it's not. It's just the another plastic wall that looks like it's see-through, but it's not. So that side looks pretty good. I'm gonna check this side here. Supposedly, a lot of these cheaper headlights slash taillights don't have a very good seal on them, so they get water or condensation within the within the lens and whatnot. So, but yeah, everything looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks, but right now it looks pretty good. Alright, it's a little windy out here, guys, but just bear with me. So finally done installing it. Slight modifications I needed to do. So after this modification, the lines are actually pretty decent for the most part. Okay, go right here. Alright, so not much of a gap. Sorry for the wind, guys. Get here. Yeah, so the gap is about the same on each side with the ones up here, kind of. This side is actually a little bit larger, a little bit wider open. That's all right. You can see here, I end up shaving that little peg that goes through that spot right there on both sides.